Okay, you can see this, right?
Right.
So the way I learned it, the availability zone
Uh-huh.
is supposed to be up here. So the region is in the availability zone. But when I saw this one, I was confused.
Where you got confused, like availability zone or the private subnet part?
No, it's the availability zone here. The way I learned it, availability zone is supposed to be, the region is supposed to be in the availability zone.
No. That is the same concept is actually. A reason is that particularly you can say we have north region, south region, east region. And in that region, we have availability zone, which we call as, let's suppose example of US West. Or in the US West, we have 3 availability zone, West 1, West 2, and West 3. So that we call as the availability part. Like, we can say as a, taking example, you are living in Chicago, correct? Now in Chicago, we have 3 locations, East, West, and South. So the region you will call as a Chicago. And in that we have 3 data center location, which is East 1, East 2, and East 3. So that we call as a availability zone, that you can deploy your resources in that category. Okay. So that's the definition is, of course, the diagram, maybe you get confused, like, in the availability zone, we are defining one region, but that is the way we, follow actually. So that's the concept. Or even if you search for on a new tab, AWS region, you will get a full map. So there also I can explain that this is the reason, and in that you have 3 multiple availability zone is available. Okay. So that is the part is available. So that's the architecture is designed actually as a by default. Yeah.
Okay, let me stop sharing. So
okay. No problem is that you don't have to go more in the depth about the completing all the lab part, but just go through to understand the concept and the idea that these are the steps that we have to follow, so that we can prepare our mindset that if any kind of question come in that area, we can able to give the answer. That's the main motive.
That's the main. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A quick one.
Yeah, please.
What was that? The assignment part of the assignment given yesterday?
Yes, the lab part. I have given 22 labs of AWS. So that is a one lab that he has shown the diagram, architecture overview.
Oh my God, I'm jealous. This guy is way ahead of me. I'm just getting started with the first one you gave to us.
No problem is that. Just go your own pace of speed. I already told. Because the thing is that of course, we are getting good opportunities in AWS as well as DevOps part. So, like that's the main thing. So no issue is there. Yeah, when you go through, you will get some questions and queries. So I can give that proper answer or then approach. What apart from that, what I can do? I can give a set of questions every day. You want to go through, you can just go through. Just get a hit and trial method. Like these are the questions, these are the answers we need to provide. That's it. Now, in the background, what you can do is that to get a more confident in the answer when you do practice manually, when you put some effort to perform that task. So that will be remembered for longer time. Instead of just giving, you can read the books, you can read the blogs of the particular, AWS or cloud part. We have lots of resources available, correct? So that will not give that much real insight. That is the main thing. Okay, so screen is already available and I can create a one notepad file for today. So today we'll just go through with one concept as a one skill.
Ali, one more thing before you go. Today's recording. You did not send it to.
I have updated the Google Drive link.
Okay, so just remember.
So okay, I will update today. I think I have shared or not. Let me check. So the same drive link. Yeah, I will again share it. So that is the same.
Look at your drive, man.
It's a one account actually.
100 gig. Almost half of it.
Yeah, it's having more and more. So let's go to the document. And I think yesterday we have covered. So this is the 9 p.m. I think this is the one we have. 13. Oh, 13 is going on. Yeah, this is the one yesterday. That one. And the second part recording.
I need to get a drive like this, 100 gig.
It's a subscription I have taken actually because
Yes.
it gave only 15 GB as free, of course. So I already have 4 accounts and that all
Yes.
are full. So I just taken one. As lots of data you can say we have to share. That's why to different students, and yeah, I have bulk of resources are available. So if you required, we can just jump it. Now today you'll get some more surprises by checking this website. You can see this is all our different kind of servers. And have you wonder like you can get some kind of repository to learn everything from scratch and deployment. I think which server did you have both have work on AWS? Any server part like Ubuntu, CentOS, anything?
Yes, we did CentOS, we did Ubuntu, we did Rocky Linux.
There. So you can see from starting how to download, how to set up everything with the step-by-step image part. So installation there, you can add account like first time when you install with this basic commands, that thing you have given. Then you can see how to set up NTP server, then SSH server, then DSCP and DNS is given. Storage, we have NFS, file system is there, that thing. In virtualization, how to set up, KVM, that is a kernel based virtual machines that we use everything with a command and step-by-step method. Then you come up to Docker platform. So we have the Podman to run the Docker files. Then we have OKD or orchestration Kubernetes. Then code ready containers. So these are the third-party supports like Minikube. We have micro Kubernetes step-by-step is given. Then you can go to cloud platform. So how to set up a private cloud on CentOS. So OpenStack, I have told you that OpenStack is up. So everything is given. Directory service we have step-by-step. Web server, if you want to launch your Apache engineering server, so the authentication setup, everything is given step by step with the anything you want to enable the SSL certificate, virtual host you want to set up, authentication method, everything. Database we have, MariaDB we have, SQL server, you can see we have everything is step by step. So if you want to learn administration part or the server configuration, some of the things will help you in future, like to set up a proxy server. So how to use a squid server in the HTTP. So lots of things is there. And if you go to monitoring, so in monitoring you have like, if you want to enable firewall setup, OpenSCAP is there, and monitoring, there you can go with Prometheus. Remember, we are talking about Prometheus or Jebix for the DevOps tool. Or in some of the platform, we also use Negius to identify and set up the email, and lots of things is there actually. You can see everything. Now you can go here. These are the monitoring and advanced tools in cloud part. Next gen Ansible is there to set up. So everything is practical is given. To install Ansible, if you go Ansible and then let's go to Git. So connect everything. I told you lots of resources available. So not only for CentOS, you can go to Windows environment also, 2022. Have you got any practice on this platform? Let me know. Windows environment, Windows Server environment.
No, I've not done this one before.
No, so when you got time, just install it, do practice in your local lab. Just we have to do the local system. It's totally available, free of cost, everything. So all
which
it's
which one are you talking about again?
Windows Server, Windows Server.
Okay.
So if you want to go through to get a little environment about the Windows Active Directory, DNS, DHCP setups, everything is given here, whether from scratch, and screenshot are given step by steps. So that's the one I will share.
This information is
it just is starting. I told you, like you will get lots of things to work on. So only the thing is that you have to take out time.
I'm not you, Mr. Shala.
Window and Linux.
I'm telling him that this is a long way to go.
Yeah, we got a long way to go.
Yeah. So of course, I more prefer on practical things instead of theoretical part. So that's my own priority to learn new things in less time. Because when we do everything from scratch, you can understand the loopholes, you can understand the advantages and disadvantages of that technology, and you know that how we can set up. And if any kind of troubleshooting comes, so you know from where we can get the solution also at the same time.
Okay, so okay, server okay.
Yeah. Please ask. Any question is there in mind?
Oh, okay. So that's link. That's where you got all this stuff from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I actually have a Linux this thing set up on my laptop. I I have it on a virtual
Yeah, VirtualBox is the VMware
VirtualBox. Yeah,
workstation. Yeah.
yeah. So I installed a Linux operating system on that.
Yeah. Great. So there again, I also have like in Oracle VirtualBox, I'm also using. So I have some more machines to do practice or connect.
Wow.
So that are the things we have to do because it's my day-to-day routine work. So to perform set up the things we
You said
require.
it's your what?
Day-to-day life.
activity.
Day-to-day activity.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
Yes.
my like.
Oh my god.
Okay. So today, let me ask that what do you mean by and what is you know about the this term as per your side?
So when you talk about Docker,
Yeah.
it's a containerization technology.
Okay, great.
It's a way to containerize, I would say, like images.
Yeah. So I will ask that what kind of problem it resolve over the virtualization technology.
Okay.
So that can be a part like maybe if not, I cannot say, I can simply say that you can explain characteristics of Docker. So that will be easy to in a way. Because already we are using virtualization technology. So we have service called EC2 is available on AWS or virtual machine on Azure. So we can easily run multiple operating system at a time, but they all are, infrastructure as a service, correct?
Yes.
So when we are, using this kind of services, the cost will be higher. Remember, like I just use the micro, so we didn't charge, but when you go to medium and we don't aware about it, so we are charging like, $6 for 150 hour I have used. Even I have not used in the background, it is running. Correct. So if you don't aware about that part, we can get a lot of money to, pay to AWS or the Azure, Microsoft also. Okay. So let me, define this thing with some easy example. I have the architecture design is also available, but if you can able to understand, that is it. This is the main architecture of Docker. Okay. So here you can see a registry. Just forget about it. This is like, authenticate all the images we have from the Docker Hub. This is the official site that we use to pull any images, whatever the thing use Docker pull command. So all the original images you will get from here only. Okay. But we have to understand the basic core functionality that how this Docker host is, working on. Okay. So let me open a one diagram online so we can prepare and then understand the architecture part. Okay, so let me create.
Is it frozen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was thinking I cut off.
Okay, so here. If we talk about the traditional architecture, about the what we can say, let me search for laptop here. I think image is visible. Okay, great. So here we have taken an authenticate part. Okay, this is a laptop and in which I am running a virtual machine. Okay, so that is a traditional that we use the the type 2 virtual machine, correct? Type 1, type 2, or still having some doubt, then let me know. Okay, so this is we are using a 3 operating system, just like have in my Oracle VirtualBox. I'm using this particular 4 machines. So here we have one Ubuntu machine, one Kali machine, and 3 mobile operating system, Samsung Galaxy Android versions. Okay, so that's the way we are using it. So this is running main host operating system. Over that we have used a virtualization tool. So I will write here something called let me just type the name here, that is hypervisor. And as a name, you can take example of VMware or, particular VirtualBox. Okay. So over this, we are running Windows operating system or Linux operating system, just like you have installed one Linux machine. So this is a traditional approach that we call as a type 2 virtualization part. Okay. Now in cloud, what actually happened? The whole system I have, taken, and the whole system, what I am doing, I'm giving you as a cloud platform that is over the internet. So if I just give this service to you as a over the internet, what actually happened? Any idea? It's become a cloud technology. Let's suppose what I will do, I will just run the one Ubuntu machine here, and I will give the remote access to you through SSH connection or maybe through RDP connection. So that is the same concept of cloud, correct? It will become just like an EC2. You have demand that I want to get a one Ubuntu machine. So I will run from my side and I'm giving. Just think about it as a starting stage of cloud emerging and concept of over the internet. Correct?
Yeah.
So now how Docker comes into place. That is the important part. So I am just taking one cloud here.
Sorry, Mr. Mukesh.
Yeah. Please ask question.
I'm sorry. Do you mind rephrasing what you said earlier on about
hypervisor?
Yeah, about hypervisor and how you kind of like compare it with providing a cloud service.
Yes,
Please.
let me go with the little base. So firstly, we will understand the virtualization type. Okay, then we'll go to the main topic. So here I will take a very basic example, little bit easy diagram. This is the good one. Okay, let me just open in a new tab. This is how it look like. Okay, so we have type 1 hypervisor, that is a virtualization technology. This is we use on physical servers, on data center and on premise service platform. So what we do, just a second, can you able to see the screen?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry a little bit because here lots of rain is going on. So due to that, electricity got fluctuate. Yeah. So this is the thing we are discussing, that the first type 1, that is we use as a physical server and on data center part. While in a laptop or a personal level, we use type 2 virtualization, in which you can see we have the background hardware resources that we call the host OS, that is host operating system. So right now you can see we have my host operating system is Windows 11. And over to that, I am using the hypervisor of Oracle VirtualBox. Okay. And in Oracle VirtualBox, I am running multiple different virtual machine. Got it? So that's the same diagram is available here, that we have the hypervisor. It's the same, software that enable the virtualization environment. So we have Oracle VirtualBox, VMware Workstation is there, KVM, Gen Hypervisor, Hyper-V by the Microsoft. These are the different hypervisors are available to work on it. Okay, so this is a traditional. Now to convert this thing on a cloud platform, how we can using it, then we move to the first type. And this whole virtual machines you can access through an online portal. I have just created one interface. Just take an example of TeamViewer or just take example of Zoom. So what I can do, I can just give my Zoom screen. You can just ask, remote access. Okay. So over the internet, you can access my virtual machine also. You can access my hardware resources, correct? So that becomes a part of cloud service. Like infrastructure, I am providing as a remotely. Now that thing we have open in a large scale, in a large scale, that we can run hundreds of virtual machine at the same time. Okay, over the internet. So I just have to take our interface here. I can just put like 2 GB of RAM configuration machines we have to launch, like up to 20 users. So that's what the way clouds comes into the existence. Now we are giving the infrastructure. Then we have moved to the production deployment, like providing the Visual Studio IDs of different applications. We are providing the platform to host and service or server or application, mobile application. So that becomes a platform as a service. Now then we have integrated to provide a direct software You can just directly log in and access the whatever the works we have to do, just like a Microsoft Office 365. 365 is the service we have in which we can access Word, PowerPoint, Excel sheet, Visual Studio, and other apps which is provided by the Microsoft. SharePoint is there, or Outlook Mail is there, Exchange Server is there, like this thing. So that's how the cloud comes more in realistic environment, and we can access anything through one login portal only. Correct? Yesterday we have seen the AWS dashboard. So the same thing we have here. So that's what we call as a cloud platform. Now I can access the things through one internet access portal through HTTP. So this is how the clouds comes into the important role. Okay. But there is a one problem comes like when we are accessing the hardware resources. Okay. So hardware resources, when we are accessing, the cost is higher. When we use this thing, costing is higher. Correct?
Yes.
High. So to reduce this thing, what the Docker concepts comes, why we install the whole environment? Because actually traditional, if you talk about the services, so in a traditional part, what actually happened, we have to host a website. So we install Apache, we install MySQL to store the data, and we install some backend language dependency so that the application will run properly. These three things is required. So to get these three things, why should I run a whole operating system? A whole full operating system, because operating system, if you take example of Windows 10, so it will require at least 4 GB RAM to run properly. Correct? To run the whole operating system properly. But right now we only require these three things. Okay. Apache, MySQL, and PHP, any one language. So this will only require 1 GB RAM resource. And storage we can go up to 50 GB, let's suppose we require. That's it. The whole work can be done in this overview. So there comes the Docker in play right now. In a traditional, what happened? We will use this thing over the Windows platform to install and run. So maybe sometimes the performance issue will be there. Some dependencies we have to install. Correct. But the same thing.
I'm sorry to cut in. What is the function of the Apache?
Apache is used to host a website. Host a website. It's a web server, just like a Nginx we have, or Tomcat if you heard about it. Okay. So that is the one thing we have done. So why not we can create something, some file or image that only have the Apache, MySQL, and PHP at one place, and then we run that as file. So that is the work of Docker. Instead of running the full operating system, we have just created that particular image, written in Docker file. Okay, and then we run that thing. So in this way, what actually happened? The whole environment will be different over the environment part. Like we required 2 websites we want to launch, so we can use one Docker file and the second Docker file. So that's the same image you can replicate here with this architecture. Like this is called the one dedicated for Apache server with the combination of MySQL and PHP. One dedicated with Apache server with combination of MySQL and Java application. One is dedicated with Apache server and combination of MySQL and Python related application. This whole thing is running in a different environment, but at the same operating system. Okay. So we can run multiple services or service websites at the same operating system, but with different environment, like different IP addresses. Correct. Getting an idea. That's how the Dockers plays important role. So instead of launching multiple virtual machine, I can just launch one the EC2, and over that I can run multiple Docker images. That is the part of Docker concept is. So this thing we can use by building a custom file, or we can take a Docker Hub images by the default from official, like these other things we have. Individuals. Correct. So that's how Docker resolving the problem of heavy usage and heavy operating system utilization. It is a lightweight. We can run multiple services at the same time with a one single command. And we have to not to build everything from scratch. Like in operating system, what actually happened? We have to install, we have to manage the resources, we have to update individually on each operating system. But in Docker, what actually happened? We have created the one updated file, and after that we can run multiple servers with the same file, with the same image. So that's how the Docker, play important role. And this is the actual way. These three commands we use, like to build an image, to pull something from the registry, and then we can run the simple file. So that practical you already have done. But the basic concepts we have to understand that how it is resolving the problem of real industry. So there, anybody have any question, query, do let me know. Or still not understand, even that also no. So I can reframe this thing with some other examples.
I mean, I get it. I can understand what you're saying. So like, because I know that Docker, whenever I'm trying to study it, it's usually the comparison with a virtual machine. What's the difference between Docker and, virtual machine, which you have explained? Yeah. I said Docker is always lightweight, it's faster to operate.
Yes,
and because I think it's more cost effective as well.
Definitely, because these are the comparison questions will become, because you have also learned that Docker we have versus virtualization we have versus Kubernetes. Like this kind of questions will come, because they will not ask commands. We already know, like Docker pull, Docker push, Docker stop, Docker compose. These are the basic commands we already know. So as a DevOps engineer, these are the commands we know. So what kind of logical answer they can ask in terms of case studies? So they can ask, like where we used to use Docker part, where we should use Kubernetes, because every technology have their own limitation also at the same time. Okay. So that kind of a definition source you can search. Like here you can see we got a good block, VM versus Docker versus Kubernetes. So when you go through, you will get the information, like what are the differences we have, which kind of technologies you are using, what are the different types we have, that thing. So that's how you can give the answer. Logical answers is required to benefit the organization, and with less resources they can use it. That's how we can build new customers to the cloud technologies. Like these other questions comes.
Okay. I like the way you are, looking at all these different websites. That's why I need that. We always need the video when we finish, so that we can,
it's like lots of things.
Yeah, the way all these things we can check.
One more thing, I will recommend one more channel on YouTube. She explained everything very easy way, I think. If we talk about Docker, this girl haven't explained everything with the PPT part. So if you go through Tech Word with Nana,
Tech Word with Nana, I think I know. Yeah, I used to listen to her. So
you can just go through with this, 5 minute, DevOps part also. She explained every topic within a unique way. So you can learn the things, lots of in a less time, just in a reference part. You can see everything she explained, because she working as an industry expert in DevOps and DevSecOps environment. So she know like how to set up the environment, how to initiate, what are the case studies are there. 10 minute videos. That's the thing. Yeah. So I will add it into the notepad file.
Okay. Oh, thank you for adding that to the video. I was going to add it to the list. Yeah. I was going to link here.
Okay, so just go through, because see, even I cannot cover all the things in 2 weeks, so it's not part, but I will just giving the guidance. That's it. So that's all for today. I will providing the questions of the DevOps. You can go through. So just learn today Docker. That's it. We'll cover tomorrow